ta jama'a barkanmu da dawowa har yanzu kuna kallon mu akan shirin mu na Tsarin Safiya. Yanzu kuma abokin aiki na Khadija Kallani ta shigo cikin gida za ta ba mu labaran da ke yawo akan social media kenan. Khadija.
Na'am. Wallahi ka da bi. Jama'a kabi. Yeah, I had it since Monday. So today is the end of the week. It's a trending issues and they can happen on our social media platforms. Now for the Bernard Able, yeah, one statement in a video and report and he's trending a positive light. So what the one statement there, every Ghanaian could relate to it. Kind of our standard of living, how morality has even affected us, as we see morality mark back home. So in general, whatever he said in yakao politics, yakao social aspect, yakao religion, so people were really giving him thumbs up. He's a true definition of a journalist, not some of the stomach journalists. Some people are putting him side on side to Pauladum Otri. There's some journalists in the Sukafito, the particle lessons outside. So on that note, in the Twitter, he's trending on #1, Ken Twitter, the Safiya. And then other story, Mukuma, Joyce Bless, Mukuma Jia, answer me to Ken one video. Actually, it's an old video, and she was in a drunken state. She take how do you call it? She was sharing her feelings to her husband, how she adored him and all that. But then, that video wasn't for him. It was for her boyfriend who she was cheating with on. But then management it's an old video of her expressing her love to her husband, her ex-husband. But then that video wasn't meant for him. And then move on to our next story, Kuma. If you're trying to Kumataji, answer me Taji, Gavin, ways out of the case. Anybody, even when in the Zasu Maganenta, anyone, she's cursing everybody. It's a target that's but to me. She's circling Garina, you have to check a money. They don't entertain this kind of act over there. They, whenever something like this comes to their shrine, they have to listen to both sides. So they should stop putting their names in the mud. Moka Yellow Crop District, Kumasuna demonstration, so that Kamusu prepaid meters, way basum this kind of meters.
Sorry,
and then finally, Kumabella Budukumaitamatake on her Twitter page say you there's lot of controversial tweets in the Muke Yinkula about Martha, the mother, who have to do what. She had to check on your wife's leave home for work at 6 a.m., return at 7 p.m. You still expect her to make your dinner. So Magana and of my album Tani the Dama, now Magana Ken Twitter. Like others were siding with her, others were bashing her and all that. So fast forward, then they speaking on Bernard Avlok, the video on the Akagama, like whatever he said in I'm sure maybe in the course of time Maukuya Bugamuna one video. So so this is
Bernard Avlok the Musensha vintage Wangana yeah,
Wangana Joyce Blessing Kena. We can tell come a video gets an old video in the AJ surface cam social media was trending everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. And then the other reason was come on, don't Hazama gospel artist Gatana Gantatana, she's drinking. So what are you preaching? King Geta. So the story comes in two folds, not just because somebody she's her husband or just because she was telling what she felt towards her husband, but somebody the alcohol and communication at the same time she being
alcohol against
now, by then she is propagating the gospel.
Gospel I so that's against or whatever.
It's not
one issue must maybe that I don't know, but Nina Ragama said what as man and the Sugi was against they want to do what they
then the working the take against she and Gia the two like work
that was there maybe in Zutasaki
actually
that's one the place
she like Khadija old video when I come to they was singing magana kai kama ana so abata sunan tamiya abata into the song so ya kai saka post wannan video
yeah even management to kuma sun zo sun yi magana ba mijinta na kuma I'm going to Asempa FM to contradict what the management said. Come on, the video was meant to him. Way it wasn't meant to him. One of Mana Bernard Abla now Kumakiga. Yes.
Bernard Abla the command for the vintage journalist named the Koan Aspire is a commercial. He's very objective now. Very objective. very objective journalist.
The paradox of our time in history is that we have taller buildings.
Yes. Not on point of view. But city, yes, for young city, no. So all those who were there really side with what he was saying. Because honestly, Liman energy.
Is that we have taller buildings but shorter. We have wider roads but narrower viewpoints. We spend more but we have less. We buy more but we enjoy less. We have bigger houses but smaller families. More conveniences but less time. We have more degrees but less sense. More knowledge but less judgment. We have multiplied our possessions but we have reduced our values. We talk too much, we love too seldom and hate too often. We've learned how to make a living but we don't have a life. We've added years to life but not life to years. We've been all the way to the moon and back, but we have trouble crossing the street to meet a new neighbor. We have conquered outer space but not inner space. We've done larger things but not better things. We've cleaned up the air but polluted the soul. We've split the atom but not our prejudice. These are days of two incomes but more divorce. Days of fancier houses but broken homes. Days of quick trips, disposable diapers, throwaway morality, one-night stands, overweight bodies, pills to wake you up, pills to put you to bed, pills to make you happy, pills to keep you quiet. But let's shift from votes to visions. Let's evolve from winning the next election to securing the next generation. Let's move from comparison of empty records to a refinement of ideas. Let's transition from winning the argument on air to winning the fight against poverty, ignorance, and disease. Let's evolve from vigilante groups to becoming citizen vigilantes, from invisible forces to creating visible change, from Azoka boys to occupying the minds of Ghanaians. It's time for change.
Yeah, it's time for change.
Poetic Bernard
Yes.
Very.
It's time for change.
Yes. Changing then, especially from mindset, especially.
From one aspect, politicians they always think about the next election. They never think about the next generation. So
politicians sometimes we not blame politicians as citizens.
We all from part, but I don't know the day. It's a society.
Journalist, I praise Shikara Doki shade.
Yes, because
it's good. Karadoki as again.
Yes.
Yeah, Magana she I don't know, Andoki I like it. She does the thing. It's one thing.
So somebody on Twitter said it will be so sad, but Anabla will feel sad. Will be sad and so that he will go on retirement for some years and then he will be listening to the same issues on radio every day and every night. So, I don't know. There's this thing about prepaid meters. But the reason why I am decide come on bus soon meters, prepaid meters. What is the bus illegal connection?
Prepaid they have to go on I use postpaid in that so they were prepaid they ain't use carry. Carry yes. Even government ministry the so that's the only way I reggae
because it was demonstration
demonstration
some of them postpaid in
one man story nation where daka kamu sumutare daka zo she sojoji suka zo kuma sojoji sun shigo ciki to abin da ba
suna da wani masala yasa an ga sojoji ne
wani funny picture ma ya drop an gani like a mad house sojoji sun suna amanda musu prepaid meters
prepaid ne yana da wanga ECG na so su rage theft na asata light da sauro prepaid ne zai rage wannan zan ko wani gida ko wani da prepaid shi wannan kaje ka sai ya kare so amma one thing day sometimes yana gudu ba zai shi fi
ba gudu yana
gudu kamar same boat ka sai prepaid baby ya kare isa wannan fi su duba su
okay then before I leave then this one goes to Zulaiha but soon da Belamundi ta fadi nan ta ce kamar you go to work at 6 you come back at 7 and are you expected to cook dinner so I'm going to ya bomta na blasting so
cook dinner for your me yasa wannan ma yanzu muna cikin zamanin da
wasu sun decide su je su sai abinci waje wasu kuma duka da fito ga namiji ne da mace kana suka plan wasu suna da phone in ke sa ake suna da for the weekend na
yes
there are a lot of ways that go straight jacket issue when that yes or no ko wana
because it's still happening because some people would say they don't eat stale food they want fresh food and all that
when communication namiji da mace
so finally fuel prices come on trend because you all know I think it's not only Ghana Nkaji Twitter is trending everywhere. Nigeria are facing fuel prices and other parts of West African countries. I don't know whether to say we should bear with the government.
You can't run away from it.
Yes.
Okay. So government does have blame, but I have blame. Don't what Munsan exchange rate now is a don't government go when is a sort out go get but to exchange a dollar and the kizo bisa. Munsan kuma akwai taxes kan petroleum products na kuma government ya duba an agi kamar yafi a rage wannan taxes ne saboda ya absorb mutane mun san dai an deregulate petroleum wanga na mun san da government na control prices wanga amma yanzu saboda deregulation nan ya bari companies na OMCs na suke determine price isa yau kin je filling station ga liter price per liter su daban ne wanga kuma daban ne isa deregulation nan kuma wasu na gwada dai shi ma ya bari ma abin ma da ya yi wese fi haka dai suke gwada energy expert wasu su dai suka fade wasu kuma wai no da ya fi government ya regulate abin nan deregulation ne kawo isa issues ne amma bottom line ne government ya fi a control don ya exchange rate nan mun suka yi sai wanga na cikin dollar suka kawo na ai ya wanga haka kuma ne fi su duba taxes da ke kan petrol da sauransu nan su rage kushin mutane su afford fuel.
So Allah there sir mu afford because CNC is just going high. Seriously. Last week Manafu that was Monday Manafu na mu fara tafiya kenan.
Gashi malam fage ya ce kamar da mu samu jirgin kasa. Maybe in low.
Da ko na alternatives da.
Well to be final the before which they na so mu internal WS mu come go be inshallah our one of our entertainment program Bena Showbiz is coming on 2 p.m. Esa kasance tare da mu yes bash da asu za su come ku feel as da kuke so duka cikin zongo na mu everywhere everything entertainment in zongo we have it here to serve it right on Bena TV sir we check we are connected to you so we always give you things you can relate with so nan ga zan end trending stories mu na yau inshallah Monday mun kawo muku fresh and juicy trends.
Mun gode kwarai.
Mun gode Khadija kamun mu wrap up kan wanga segment ga barin doki wanga dama iso in wish abinga Sheikh abinga and Khalifa ne na National Chief Imam Sheikh Yal Amin kenan yayi birthday shekaran jiya muna wishing shi happy birthday. Sannan kuma abokin aikin mu guda Umar shi ma diyan shi ta samu 2 years yau kenan sunanta Halima Umar. Baban ki na wishing you happy birthday kuma Allah ya baki lafiya. Tana 2 years. Daddy say he loves you.
Yes, Sunday is Father's Day.
Yeah. So masu kallon mu mun gode sosai zamu je hutu na rabin lokaci in mun dawo zamu ci gaba da shirin Khadija. Mun gode sosai.
So before I go Sunday Father's Day fathers are saying we don't talk about it so hype them inshallah. So Sunday happy Father's Day to all the fathers that baby fathers out there being amazing like especially Babana.
I celebrate Father's Day. You don't celebrate Mother's Day.
Why?
Yeah, saboda my dad is my world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I celebrate Father's Day. So happy Father's Day.
Celebrate
Amma ka
every day is celebrated.
Celebrate everybody. But you know when Mother's Day come, kind of hype in China. And when I say we don't hype them like that.
Every day kuna appreciate.
Yeah, don't they also day because similarly name Baba na is just the same case.
Mother's Day da ba kawo shi ba be kawo wasu kuma so sai ai musu. Ngane ko.
Okay.
Yanzu ka
gashi na kawo magana.
Ba kai ma wani birthday party ba ya zama masala saboda mun bari mun is kamar dai mun karfafa birthdays da sauransu.
All the fathers.
Yes.
And Mohammed and Malam for duka happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Kawo mu kawai ba mutum ba mu so wannan.
Happy Father's Day to my uncles, my daddies, my friends, everyone.
Sunday inshallah.
Khadija, can I catch happy Father's Day?
Yeah, in advance to my father, like my father is my backbone, and all the amazing fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all of you.
We can mention all of them. Cool?
Yeah, we can mention all of them.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the world. So zamu je fito na gaba lokaci mun dawo mun ci gaba da shirin mu na Tsarin